Welcome, listeners, to Roadrunner Radio episode number 2. And now for the weather. Tomorrow morning there will be one snowflake. Yes, that's right, just one snowflake. We'll have to wait and see if it will be a 2-hour delay or maybe they'll cancel school completely. Along with the one snowflake, it will be very windy. Here's a fascinating weather fact that our listeners may not know. The humidity of water is extremely high. Also, our listeners should know that snowmen will now be keeping their money in snowbanks. If listeners really want to know more about the weather, they should go outside. And now for the clinic report. Mrs. Barnett, our school nurse, warned students and teachers not to try to send texts from their phones when they go outside. She says the cold air will make your fingers numb and you may get a severe case of hypothermia. And now for some jokes. All right, go.
Yeah, everyone. Oh, are you recording?
Yeah.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
What?
Ground beef.
Okay, anytime.
How do all the oceans say hello to each other?
They wave.
Cool. This is Ava Jane Reynolds. She's going to be reading a creative writing piece that she wrote about her holiday Christmas traditions.
Hello, my name is Ava Jane Reynolds, and today I'm going to be talking about my family traditions. My family has many Christmas traditions, but my favorite of them all is opening presents. On Christmas Eve, we go to our Light the Night service. We light candles and sing Holy Night. The band also plays songs too. We have an elf and a reindeer. They come on December 1st and leave on Christmas Eve. After the service is over, we go home and get out cookies and milk for Santa. We also put out carrots and oats for the reindeer. On Christmas morning, my dad goes downstairs to check what Santa brought. Then we go downstairs to the living room too. We will see what Santa got us. Christmas is my favorite holiday, and it is not 'cause of the presents. It is 'cause of the decorations, songs, and seeing my family. I have always felt joyful about Christmas, and I always will.
And now for a curriculum update. Mrs. Curry announced that we will no longer be using number 2 pencils. It seems that the recently invented number 3 pencil is much better, so Mrs. Curry said in a statement Wednesday morning that we would soon be switching. She did say, however, that the number 4 pencil is coming out in just a few more months, so we may be holding out until then to take advantage of the newer technology. The SCA wants students to know that the number 3 pencils and the number 4 pencils, once they arrive, will be for sale in the school store. Also in curriculum news, the Language Arts Department has announced that starting next week, there will be a new letter of the alphabet between S and T. It is not known at this time what it will look like or even what sound it will make. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what kind of new words we can make with it. From the PE department, Mrs. Albright has announced that she will be teaching the new sport of kick diving. That's right. It's a combination of high diving and kickball. I can't even imagine what that will look like, but Mrs. Albright assures listeners that fun will be had by all. The swimming pool on the roof of the gym will be open temporarily so that students can practice their kick diving skills. No word yet if Hanover High School will have a varsity kick diving team, but we did get word that they will be having tryouts for the new solo synchronized swimming team sometime next week. to go first?
Sure.
Okay, go.
What did one wall say to the other wall?
I'll meet you at the corner.
Okay, take it away.
What do you call a bear with no teeth?
A gummy bear.
What do you call cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese.
Okay, ready, Riley? Go.
Where do cows go for entertainment?
To the movies.
What do you call a cow with 2 legs?
Lean meat.
And now here's Addison Hoover. She's going to read us a story about being trapped in a snow globe.
The snow globe punishment. I have a story to tell about a giant. Seems pretty unbelievable, right? But it was pretty believable when the giant trapped me in a snow globe for 3 years. Think about it, 3 years. Let me tell you more about it. It all started when I was at the Giantsville Club, please don't ask, playing poker with a giant. Well, if you don't know, giants are very sore losers. Well, I won by bluffing them, and it went downhill from there. Then they trapped me in a giant-sized snow globe for 3 years. To be fair, it was kind of pretty. It had a warm house. Inside it had a TV, couch, bed, AC, fireplace, family room, kitchen, and dining room. I also had everything I needed to live. This was food, water, and clothes. The outside landscape includes pine trees and snow, giant foam balls. I lived there 3 years trying to figure out how to get out. When I finally had the idea to chop down a pine tree with the axe I made the day before, I then took the pine tree and threw it in the direction of one of the round walls and broke the glass while the giant was sleeping, and I ran away. I'm free after 3 years of captivity, and you can sometimes still hear on Christmas Eve a loud booming voice saying, "Come back, live in the snow globe."
If listeners have any advice for the show or any feedback to share, they should call Jenny at 867-5309. And now news from the Lost and Found closet. We have 3 sheep, 2 goats, 1 bowling ball, a loose tooth from a first grader, 1 shoe with shoelaces and 1 shoe without shoelaces, a partridge in a pear tree, 3 pieces of gum that have already been chewed by somebody, a piece of pepperoni from a slice of pizza, we're not sure what actually happened to the slice of pizza, a skeleton in a wedding dress, a half-eaten peanut butter and banana sandwich, and 1 live lobster. If any of these items belong to you, please see Mrs. Richardson in the office. And now for the garden report. Last week, a 5th grader found another note in the garden from the fox. It reads, "Could you please hang a disco ball out here and install a sound system? The raccoon and I like to dance in the garden at night when no one is watching." Mrs. Valleys, our garden master, responded by saying that dance parties are not allowed in the garden at any time, and that we all know that foxes say, "Ring-a-ding-ding, a ring-a-ding-ding." In other news, recycling bins will be picked up soon. Be on the lookout for new red recycling bins that will be placed throughout the school. These new red bins are for recycling old thoughts and ideas. Have any ideas that you don't need anymore? Simply place them in the red bins and they will be recycled for you.
Why can't you give Elsa a balloon?
Because she'll let it go. What animal needs to wear a wig?
A bald eagle.
What do you call a pig that knows karate?
A pork chop.
And now for a faculty lounge renovation update. Found in the walls of the old faculty lounge was a mummified pair of cowboy boots and a cassette tape containing the song "Achy Breaky Heart" from 1992. Found inside the boots were printed instructions to some sort of strange, ritualistic form of dancing with people standing in straight lines. Weird. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in to episode 2 of Roadrunner Radio. I would just like to take a second and thank all of the students that participated this time around. We had Ava Jane Reynolds, who read her creative writing on Christmas traditions. We had the joke tellers. They were Jake Luck, Cece Ann Caro, Caroline Gooch, Paige Sigmund, Keziah Bowers, Ellie Sell, Chapin Schra, Ryan Moore, Sydney Tribble, Sophie Lintvet, Ryan Kane, Colin Armstrong, Camden Robbins, Katie Krikovic, Jeremiah Holland, Riley LaPre, Will Hart, and Kobe Lopez. We also had Addison Hoover, who read her story about being trapped in a snow globe. Thanks again for listening, and we'll be back soon with episode 3. Have a good one.